Hey, welcome to Off the Vine with Benita and Terricinia. This is Benita.
And this is Terricinia.
And we're here with our friend the Wine Czar. Say hey, Brian.
Hey ho.
So let's jump right into the show. Today we got a busy one. We got a special guest for you that we're going to save to a little bit later in the show. So Brian, what's in the bag?
What's in the bag? Well, you know, all this traveling I do, and plus we haven't been together for so long that we've practically missed rosé season. So
Yeah.
you know I've got to have some rosé.
The rosé guy.
I brought a rosé that represents both of my recent trips, one Austrian and one Italian.
All right.
So we're going to start with the Italian. It's actually an estate owned by the owner of my company and my boss. And this is in Piemonte, and it's 100% Barbera, which is something you don't see a lot of as rosé. Yet we actually are blessed to have two Barbera rosés in our portfolio, one sparkling and one still.
All right.
And so this is a Barbera rosé, just, you know, really nice and fresh and light. I always describe it as watermelon bubblegum.
I like the color.
It's kind of juicy. Yeah, it's a little bit darker. It's not quite bordering on that Tavel really deep dark red, pinkish
Kinda
red
sandy.
color. But it's a really nice color. Barbera, of course, is a grape that for Italians is like Pinot Noir. It's got really great levels of acidity, and it's a perfect food pairing wine. And so it just like naturally would make a great rosé, because in a rosé you want to have that freshness, that acidity, brightness. Rosé for me is all year round, and is like the ultimate food wine. The ultimate anything wine. I can pair this with any kind of food. I can pair it with just sitting in the jacuzzi and relaxing.
Yes,
I can
sir.
pair it with anything.
Yes, sir.
It's my comfort zone. You know, we always talk about comfort zones and what glass to use and what this to use and what that. Here's my comfort zone. It's
Right
rosé.
here. Right here.
It's
I'm
rosé.
loving rosé.
Me too. I'm gonna
It's
just.
season. We're kind of running out, but I'm wondering, like we have rosé season tends to be now. Is that going to change? Because rosés are good and they're really nice to me with like savory foods as well that we do a lot of during the holiday time. So does rosé season get extended?
I've always extended rosé, especially with Thanksgiving. Rosé is perfect because it's right in between, and it allows you to pair it with the dressings and the turkey and the vegetables.
Yes.
I just think that rosé is absolutely perfect. And with rosés, you can step into fuller bodied grapes. Like they make some wonderful Malbec rosés in Argentina and also in the south of France. I've had Cabernet rosés. I've had rosés from Shiraz. So you can go from lighter bodied rosés like Provence, where they're barely copper colored, to a nice full bodied rosé made from a grape like Malbec or Nebbiolo. I've had Nebbiolo rosés from Italy, and that's a big tannic grape. So you can run the gamut with rosé, and I think you can find a rosé for every season in
Every
the year.
occasion, yeah.
I think so.
But don't be afraid to drink rosé. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm a man and I drink pink wine.
That's right. That's right. And
it's not sweet wine. Let's not get confused.
Right. It's not sweet. It's just
That's
glad
blush
you mentioned
wine.
that. I read a blog a couple weeks ago. And I won't say who wrote this blog because he is a friend, but he was wrong. And he said that most rosés are mostly sweet, and that
They're
is like
not.
so not true.
White Zinfandel is sweet.
Yeah, most of the rosés that I have had are not.
dry.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
Rosé
but they're not
is dry.
sweet.
Blush wine is sweet.
Right. You know what I've discovered with the rosé? You're gonna love this because at our events we do a lot of charcuterie, like cheeses and meats. But on my own, I took some of that salami and prosciutto and you put it in the oven for just a little bit, just to release the oils. Pair that with a rosé. Seriously, have you tried that? Have you warmed up your charcuterie?
No, I've never done
You gotta
that.
warm
But
up
I
your
mean,
charcuterie.
I pair.
Charcuterie warm.
Because it's
I can't
something
even spell
about it.
charcuterie.
But just like the
we're
meat,
gonna have to
just
ask
the
the
meat.
chef about that.
Yeah, when you
Yeah,
talk
we'll
about-
have
we'll
this
talk
show.
about what
But I'm
about
telling you, we
I don't
did
want no
that
hot
recently.
salami.
No. It's just warm, and it's something about it. It's just something about just put it in the oven just for a little bit, just to release those oils, and then pull it out, put it on a platter with your cheeses and your crackers, and then with your rosé. Boom! Just try it. All I'm saying is try it.
I'm
So let's
need
move
more
on to
rosé.
number
Yeah,
2
let's put more rosé in the glass and cut out this charcuterie.
before we get caught up on charcuterie.
Yeah, too much charcuterie going on around here.
Just saying. Just saying.
So,
That was really good.
all right, so we're going from northern Italy, but on the western side of Italy, more in the Mediterranean, to the northern part of Austria in Wachau, right on the Danube River. And this is 100% Zweigelt. This is from Tegenserhof in Wachau. Again, my other
This was Italian.
passion.
This one is
No, we already
Zweigelt.
did the
This one is
Italian.
Austria.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Get
I'm
with the
shutting up.
program, Terricinia.
Shutting up.
We got it.
So this is definitely going to be a little bit more full-bodied than the Barbera Rosé, and lots of strawberry. I don't know. Did you pick up any watermelon on that
A little
Barbera
bit.
Rosé?
A little bit.
On
Yeah.
which one?
On the first rosé.
Okay.
And even on the nose, on the first one, I thought I smelled a slight hint of banana. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I
Wow.
thought I had on the nose. But yeah, this one is a vast difference.
Mm-hmm.
I
Still
struggle
delicious, but very different.
with pulling out aromas in rosé.
And you know,
I do. I really do.
Yeah,
Hey,
get
they're all
great nose
strawberry
out of it.
colored. Just say it's strawberry.
Strawberry. I get
Yeah.
strawberry.
Strawberry.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're good with
A
that.
little bit of watermelon juice.
We're good with that. We're good. But I mean, when I said watermelon bubblegum, and you look at the color of the first one, it looks like watermelon juice. I mean, it
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
looks like
This
watermelon.
one's beautiful. It's very fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pink, but it still has that hinge of copper.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's almost
Oh,
like a
yeah,
jewel.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
nice
so
little-
Zweigelt was a
I like
grape
this
that
one.
was actually genetically produced, by Dr. Zweigelt in 1922, because the Austrians were discovering that they were drinking a lot more wine, and they wanted to find a red wine that could produce a higher yield. So they created Zweigelt, and
Mad scientist of rosé.
his test tube baby makes a wonderful red wine.
It really does. It really does. It's really good. And I like this. I like this better than the Italian. How do you pronounce that anyway? Because it's good. Both of them are really good.
Which
but
one?
That one. Tati.
Tati,
Okay. So it's like short
That's
for
my boss's-
Tatiana.
that's my boss's estate.
I love
Rico
it.
di Tati.
That's really good. This one I like. It's lighter. It's fresh.
And it has the Stelvin enclosure.
See, I actually
you
think
gotta
it's a
love
little
that.
fuller bodied. But
Really?
everybody's got a different palate.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I like both. I mean, like I said, I'm a huge rosé fan. I don't stop drinking it because the seasons change. I like it.
Let's put it this way: these are always in my bag. Doesn't
Hey,
matter
that's
what
good.
time of year.
That's right. Good
They're
for you.
always in my
Rosé
bag,
is-
and I think people should go out there and drink rosé any
Every
time of
day.
year,
It just makes me
whenever they
happy.
want, and don't be embarrassed by it.
Please don't.
Yeah.
It just honestly, it just makes me happy. And this I get a little bubble gum.
Yeah. I want to tell the fellas out there, don't bring me roses, bring me
Rosé.
Yeah.
That'll
Right.
make me happy.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going on a winery tour with the Tipsy Sommelier.
All right.
It's an especially stressful time for parents of children with behavioral challenges. Call the Metropolitan Day School. Don't go through another year of failing grades, phone calls from the principal, and frequent suspensions. Call the Metropolitan Day School today. Licensed and accredited. Grades K through 12. 804-321-2595. Financial assistance available. Start the school year off right at the Metropolitan Day School where eagles soar. Call Miss Thomas today at 804-321-2595.
I am not looking forward to a repeat of last school year with calls from the principal about Derek skipping and failing classes, starting fights, and getting into trouble.
Girl, we went through the same thing with Kevin.
But he's at UVA.
And on the dean's list. But only because we called AES Innovative Counseling Service. They work a miracle. And their number is easy to remember. 321-2777, which rhymes with heaven.
I'll call them now before the problem starts again.
AES, opening doors to a brighter future. Tried about everything? They get the picture. Call AES Innovative Counseling Services in the home, school, and community. That's AES 321-2777.
And we're back with Off the Vine with Benita and Terricinia, about to get tipsy with the Tipsy Sommelier.
Yes, and we were talking last time about Pippin Hill. I'm just going to pick up where we left off because I didn't realize how fast 8 minutes passed.
8 minutes.
So let me just tell you about this winery because it is one of my favorites in this season. Let's just say that in this season as we explore more vineyards. But one of my team members had asked me about the wines that they have at Pippin Hill, and they are all, like I said, they are all amazing. You have to come and do a tasting. Of course, they have a Cab Franc, and they have a Meritage, which is going to be a little bit heavier. They have a sparkling rosé. I remember that sparkling rosé was really good. We were just talking about rosé, but theirs is really good. You got hints of raspberry and cherry and honey, and it's just a beautiful rosé. They have this one red blend called the Red Pump. I remember that being really good. And then the Ben 21, that was really good. So when you go, you just make sure you taste these wines here. And they have a host of white wines as well. And of course, everyone in Virginia makes a Viognier.
So it seems that most people, we've talked about this before, and maybe last show we mentioned it, that a lot of people, have that sweet tooth, and they want something a little bit more fruity, a little bit more residual sugar.
Yeah.
And it seems that most Virginia wineries, I can't think of one that wouldn't have something like that.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And they do have a sweet one. I'm looking for the name of it now. It is not the Zero White. That was really good.
Whoa.
Their petite man sing, I believe.
Yeah,
that
so
one.
nice.
Yes.
Usually they're nice dessert wines and done at $3.75. A lot of times I see. I think I may have saw Pippin Hill. I went to during the time we were not doing our show. I went to the Governor's Cup.
Oh.
And I think they were there. Maybe I could be wrong. With
We
their
were at the governor's the governor's case gala.
Did I see you?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and there was actually a Petite Mansang that was in the governor's case, which was more on the sweet side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of them that I've tried, as far as Virginia wines, are usually a little sweeter than the others.
And they do them in a dessert style.
Yeah.
But you can't
they
find
make a really
bone
good one.
dry. Ironically, we may have talked about this in the past, but the past is the past, and I can't even remember what we talked about in the show before. But I actually visited an Italian producer in Lazio, which is south of Rome, that makes Petit Verdot and Petit Mansang, and their Petit Mansang is absolutely bone dry.
What?
Yeah.
It's amazing the difference that you can take the same grape and produce polar opposite wines.
You can even do it from Moscato.
You really can't, but you let these grapes, if you want it sweet, you let them grapes hang. You let them stay on that vine as long as possible. Then you're going to get the residual sugar. So that's what they're doing here. and most of the ones in Virginia.
So how often do you take these winery tours? Because we want our listeners to know.
Well, we can do winery tours from groups of 2. We've done couples. We've done up to 30 people, 50 people. But we don't do we do the winery tours primarily privately. So if you have a group of people, whether it's a bridal party or a corporate team or whatever you're celebrating, take your clients, whatever, we can do these tours like Sunday through Saturday.
Well, that's cool. I'm looking for a +1. I put that out there before. I still didn't get
we need to do that.
But looking for a +1 so I can go on a winery tour. I want to be a couple.
See, bless your heart. But we'll do them, and for larger groups, honestly, weekdays are better. When you're doing winery tours, weekdays are so much better. Weekends get crazy.
But does that apply like during, like outside of the summer and fall? Because I see a lot of vineyards are only open on the weekends.
Right. Once you get to colder climates, they shut down during the week.
Yeah.
So then, they're not getting a lot of people anyway on those weekends. So of course we can do them like, February, March, April, May. Oh, I'm sorry, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
January, a lot of people, they just kind of shut it down, or it's just very limited times where you can go in January. But up to December, man, we'd love to have you.
That's cool. So how do our listeners find you, Tipsy Sommelier?
I'm so glad you asked that question. All you have to do is go to ttswine.com, and that's T as in Tom, S as in Sam, spell out the word wine, WINE.com. And check out the website, check us out, and just reach out to me on the contact page. And then we'll get your party started. And we do a lot of these. We offer a gourmet lunch. We have a full service tour guide with us. We have a professional vehicle, professional driver. It's just a great experience all the way around. You don't have anything to worry about. All you do, you get on that vehicle and you enjoy yourself. And it's just a perfect thing to do, celebrating birthdays, whatever you're celebrating. We make it so much. I'm not going to say we make it so much better. I'm not going to bring competition into the equation, but I'm saying that we cater to you. We are very customer service oriented. So, check it out. You got a bunch of girlfriends, bunch of couples, whatever. Your team, whatever. You want to get together. You want to do something fun, something that you're going to remember. Oh yeah, and photography comes with that as well. So you'll get a photography package at the end of your event.
I have an idea.
Ooh, share.
That we as a trio,
we do. You ain't gotta finish the sentence. We do.
You better let him finish. You know what
we
he's
as
you're
a
right.
trio go on one of your tours with your guests.
Yes.
And do a show from the winery.
That would be
where
fantastic.
we actually interact with your guests that you are bringing on the tour, to get their reactions and to to just have a fun time. But I think the three of us need to.
We need to do that more. Yes, we need to start doing that.
As Tone Look would say, let's do it.
Let's do it.
That would be cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna expand what you do too, because I told you, I'm going to Oregon. But next year, I'm gonna give you almost a whole 10 months to plan. I'm going to Paso Robles, so you need to go and do the winery tour.
We'll do that.
Done.
You ain't gotta tell me twice. That's some of my best wine. I love the wine from that region.
So I'm gonna let our listeners know.
We're doing this.
The dates, and y'all come on and go with us. So we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, you'll have more of Off the Vine with Benita and Terricinia.
Hey, Chocolate Chip, wanting to know, are you ready for some football Sunday, October 29th at 4 o'clock p.m.? Cowboys and Redskins. Bus leaves 11 a.m. at Oak Hill Shopping Mall by Food Lion. Destination FedEx Field, Landover, Maryland. Tickets $375, non-refundable, limited amount of tickets. Buy yours today, $100 due now. That's the Cowboys and Redskins. Call 804-852-6276 for Ben Jones and Al G. Jones at 833-2661. Cowboys and Redskins, October 29th.
So we're back. All right. So it seems to be that there's this new trend in winemaking that every celebrity, whether they've been acting or making shoes or playing basketball, wants to be a winemaker. So I'm not dissing,
right?
But I'm just saying, winemaking is a science. You know, a lot of folks who've been into winemaking, they've studied this thing. You know, I started working on my certificate in enology, and there's others who are working on theirs in viticulture. It's some work in it. There's this class we have to do. It's like this analysis class where it's almost like chemistry. It's a blend of chemistry and calculus or some math that I probably got a C in. Okay, so you have these folks who have been, you know, doing a lot of different noble careers, but now they're making wine. So, not being insulting or anything, but sometimes we just have to consider the source,
right?
You know. So, and what made me want to talk about this? You know, I'm a big Vine Pair fan. You know, I read their blog.
Oh, right. I know.
Yeah, whoever works for them, they have to have a bunch of people, because I swear they put out 20 blogs a day.
Yes.
So a blog I read recently was an interview that a really cute, started out as a child actress who's grown up now, did an interview about rosés. And it was some stuff that she was saying that was completely ridiculous.
Right.
You know, but it's like, you know, as a person who's studied wine, who has certainly drank a lot of wine, you know, I come from a different place. You know, I don't have a lot of money. You know, as a matter of fact, my checking account might be upside down right now. Yeah, okay. Since somebody needs some GoFundMe cash. You know, but, you know, folks can buy their way into an industry.
And that's problematic.
And then, you know, you have people out here who swear by this wine because celebrities own the brand or they endorse it. You know, so is it necessarily good wine?
Well, can I go back to your comment about it's a science? Yes, it's a science, but wine to me is no different than all of the arts, which encompass visual arts and music, and then you add cooking to that, and as the chef I'm sure will enlighten us, you have to have it in here.
Right.
You can learn it
and
technically.
Here's your heart, because you know when the radio people can't see
that
little hand gesture.
That little thing you're doing.
Yeah, you can learn all the techniques, but if you don't have the palate, you're not making wine.
That's true. You need to have
a
palate.
There are a lot
of
of celebrities that have bought into wineries, that have hired the right people to be part of that, to take care of it.
Well,
they've delegated authority to the right people, and they're making wonderful wine. We happen to represent a winery that's owned by the Ferragamo family.
Well, I really think even with that, okay, so if you delegated the right people to make your wine, you need to either memorize the script of what that wine person says.
Right.
Because a lot of times you're the one celebrity out there,
That's
you know,
true.
talking about the wine, and you're talking a bunch of charcuterie.
You can't.
You know.
I can't breathe.
So what you're saying is
a bunch
crazy,
of charcuterie,
you know?
right?
So at least study the script of what the winemaker.
Right. Read them
shares
winemaker
with you.
notes.
Yeah, just
read
the
them.
notes.
They come in handy.
Yeah, no ad-libbing necessary.
You do not have to do the heavy lifting on that.
So I just want to, say to our listeners, just because a celebrity's face is on the bottle or the box, doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it good.
But there are a lot that are.
There are some. There are a lot that's really good. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. They made the Miraval, their rosé and their white. Oh my God, that is one of my favorite rosés.
I think
they are overpriced. They overpriced it. They ride in the name, because everybody knows it is overpriced. But it's good.
I carry Maynard Keenan's wines. He's the lead singer of the band Tool. And everybody's like, it's like they go after it because it's cult. It's cult. But you know what? The wines are very, very,
That's
very
what I'm talking
good.
about. You get the right winemaker
and I'm
behind you.
I'm going to be out there soon.
All right. Well, let us know how it is. All right. So we got to take this break. When we come back, we're going to bring our guest on the show. It's so exciting. Woo! We'll be right back.
Preston Brown is an energetic, hardworking, no-nonsense businessman. He's earned his way to success through hard work and a little trial and error. Preston Brown's practical experience has helped develop his work ethic attitude into a result-oriented approach to life. Preston Brown is long on ideas, short on excuses. He is unafraid of long odds, unintimidated by obstacles, and undaunted by setbacks. His steady, patient, and determined attitude has enabled him to succeed where many would dare even to attempt. In 2017, no other qualities of leadership are needed more than the kind possessed by Preston Brown. His intuitive abilities to observe, research, and solve a problem is what the 74th District needs more than ever before. His instinct to zero in on the crux of a problem is rare. He does not mull over a matter for weeks, study it to death, and then offer you a confused opinion. He will cut through the red tape. Preston Brown will expose double-talking politicians in a minute. He's not running to advance his own personal agenda, but seeks public office to enhance the benefits and opportunities of the people in the 74th District. Preston Brown is not afraid to speak up against poverty, injustice, joblessness, and the many other problems plaguing our district and our state. Preston Brown is not a part of the political clique, but part of the community he wishes to serve. Preston Brown will fight for our schools, senior citizens, veterans. He will fight for you. Preston Brown will not be controlled by the demands of any political party or the donations from big business. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, November 7th, vote for Preston Brown.
Paid for and authorized by Brown for the House of Delegates.
Hey, and we're back with Off the Vine with Benita and Terricinia and our friend Wine Czar. So we have a guest today, and I'm so excited to have him. I've known this man for about 6-7 years. He's a phenomenal chef. You know, I attribute all of this weight that I have to him. So
now wait, that's a loaded statement.
Well, he is my work husband, my work ex-husband. So I want to introduce to you again, because he was on our show before, Chef LaDonte Cooper.
Woo!
So LaDonte, we want to talk about the rise of the personal chef.
Okay.
So we know that you've been in restaurants. You've been the executive chef in different scenarios, restaurants and corporate institutions. And now you're doing your thing as a personal chef.
Yes.
What prompted the switch?
Just growing up as a kid with the family values and working out of corporate environments, I started seeing a lot of the core values that I thought that was being lost in families. So I wanted to change my business to a personal chef service where I can be more intimate and more one-on-one with people and families.
I love that.
Thank you.
And I was reading an article. Ooh, we're back. You fell off the edge, but we're back. So I was reading an article, and they were saying, like, from 2016, you're starting to see more folks, especially in entertaining, instead of taking your whole group out to a restaurant. Even though, you know, restaurants are booming and folks are eating out. But you're having more folks hire in people like you to come into their home, sometimes twice a week or more, to prepare.
Yes.
You doing that?
Yes, and what it is people are wanting to know more about the chefs, and they're wanting to know about the personal background, and it brings the customer one-on-one with the client versus if you go to a restaurant, you eat the food and that's it. You don't know the history behind it. You don't know where it comes from. So that's why it's becoming popular now in the market.
So what's your personal background? Where you come from?
Yeah, who you be
I was
with?
born in Frankfurt, Germany. My mother and father were in the military. My mother's from Sicily, so I have that Italian background in my family. My father's from here, from Richmond. And growing up as kids, I grew up around homemade breads, pastas, sauces, things like that I see that it's hard to find things like that in a restaurant because of time and labor. But it's a labor of love, and it's a skill. So.
All right. So what made you want to cook?
I just been doing it ever since I was a kid. You know, my mother was growing up at the time. My mother was a single mother in New York, so she's like, you're gonna have to learn to cook.
She got to go to work.
Yeah, she got to go to work,
right?
and I got to eat. So she taught me how to cook, and then it just became a passion from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I'm probably the only one in this room who's had the pleasure of having LaDonte's food, and I can vouch. He makes the most beautiful breads. I mean, the food tastes good, but he makes his breads are pieces of art.
Oh, really?
So, I just want to
That's
say
because he grew up in New York.
yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
There's the brotherhood.
You
The
make
brotherhood.
pizza?
Yeah, I do all that.
Oh my
artisan style
gosh.
pizzas and breads. And I do everything by hand. I use no mixers, no nothing. It's work, but it's a craft.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
It's
Yeah.
one thing I don't do.
Yeah, I don't bake.
Because
Suck at baking.
It's, you know what? All right, so I gotta tell you that I was very close to becoming a chef, and then good sense talked me out of it. But I actually was doing what you're doing now,
Okay.
and doing personal chefing for parties out in Westchester. I had a lot of rich friends out there, you know, and you go and you be chef for the day, that
Right.
kind of thing. But because cooking has to come from the heart and the soul.
Yes.
I hated recipes, and I'm like, I am never going to be able to bake because it means that I have to follow scientific, guidelines.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah,
I can't do that from here.
Problem with bacon.
I'm good. Anything that has to do with dough, I can do it because I have a feel for it. But when it comes to the detailed pastries and cakes and all that stuff, you might as well scratch it. I got a pastry chef for that part.
Yeah,
Good for you.
But anything that has to do with dough or pastry dough and things like that, I'm good on it.
So I know, your background includes schooling and working in various restaurants and facilities. I am friends with Jannard Wells on Facebook. You know Jannard? He was, if you watch Food Network, they have a show called the Food Network Star, and he was like runner-up on like a season ago. And so Jannard had this Facebook post, and he was asking folks, and I want to know how you feel about this. He was saying a lot of people use the term chef, and they've never gone to school. They've never been executive chef in a restaurant. So he said, in respect to those of you who have come up, through the ranks, you've gone to school, you probably halfway cut your finger off, you've learned the hard way,
Yeah.
You've done it, you've done all the steps. So how do you feel about people just kind of throwing chef in the name because they appeared on Chopped or something without, because they were a really good home cook?
I think it, to me, is based off of just, I guess, what you want to call yourself. But in reality, I think chefs that have gone through the heartache, the stress, all those things, I really think those are the true chefs. Because they're the ones that are sacrificing their passion for families and, that have kids at home and things like that, and working 80 to 100 hours a week to put their soul on a plate. Anybody can be called a chef. And if that's what you want to call yourself to make yourself feel better, okay, go for it. I'm not knocking it.
But just know.
But know
But
who is and who isn't.
Yeah,
That's how
I mean,
see it.
and even there are so many, I'm not going to use the word chef, I'm going to say cooks out there that have never ever gotten or pushed themselves to the stature of being the chef and being that creative force behind a restaurant's kitchen. And they're good soldiers. And they follow directions well. They were trained well. They even went to school, but they didn't have that passion, that soul.
Yeah.
They could cook, but do you call them chefs? Or do you call them cooks?
Yeah.
I kind of look at it like the difference between an honorary doctorate versus that PhD.
Exactly.
You didn't defend that dissertation to get that honorary doctorate,
Right.
But you stood in the fire, when you earned that PhD. So it is a difference.
Yeah.
I have friends that joke with me about calling me a chef. I'm like, no, I'm not a chef. I haven't been in the trenches once. Once I worked the line back in New York with some friends, and I said, okay, this is not for me. But I respect them. I mean, don't call me a chef. I can cook, and I may be able to cook better than half the chefs out there, but I am not a chef.
Right.
Yeah.
So, LaDonte, have you ever had aspirations to open your own restaurant?
I have. What I do that suits me now is I consult restaurants. So right now I'm getting ready to help a restaurant open up called Good Times. And we're going to reamp the whole new menu right off the Chamberlain.
You're going to be talking a lot.
Good for you, yes.
And,
actually, because I'm going to be working on the
wine.
Oh, you know Christopher.
Yeah, Christopher Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that and help them out and see where it goes. And that's why I like being a personal chef. Because if I have my own business, I'm confined strictly to that restaurant.
I'm with you on that.
But being a personal chef, I can be versatile. And right now I'm also doing a culinary training through Escoffier, getting my teaching license for a chef instructor.
Oh, cool.
So that's another avenue that I'm going to test out and see what I can do there. I used to be the chef mentor at Maverick High School. Okay. And originally I was going to go in that direction, but the state law now is you have to have not only a degree, but you have to have a teaching license. So they closed the program. And so I'm going to go that direction and try to reamp the program again and see where it goes.
I think that's
You're a perfect
important.
person for that.
I've seen where they've done that in cities and states, and not just with underprivileged kids, but with children, that it gives them an incredible sense of purpose to learn something like cooking. And I think the what they get from the class is that they can do something. They can accomplish something. And you get an incredible sense of pride and joy from creating this plate of food. And I think it's important that kids learn to cook, not because their parents are lazy or they're a single mom or a single dad and they have to fend for themselves, but it's something that they can take with them as they grow up and mature as adults.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted. My vision is to, once I get my teaching license, bring them to the kitchen.
Right.
And bring them off site and let them really know what the reality of it is. Because you got a lot of cooking shows that are glamorous and
they make it
amazing
look good.
and make it look good.
Oh, they make it look so easy.
Yeah,
and it's not easy.
They don't show
you know
the
how
reality.
much food I've wasted
real.
trying to mimic them?
Exactly.
Yeah, I've wasted a lot of stuff in my kitchen.
It's not, to me, that stuff is not real.
It's really not. And
It's
the
not
fact of the matter,
it's so scripted. Every one of those shows is so scripted, and they've got a whole team of people in the back that are putting this stuff together, and it doesn't happen in 20 minutes like they think.
And you never see them use timers and things on the ovens.
They
Because
just
I tell you,
cook it. Because they got 4 different dishes with the scallops in it. They burn the first 3.
Exactly. Because if I put it in the oven, it's coming out black.
My phone rings.
If it goes, thank you, girl. Girl, the story of my life.
Charcuterie.
I'm going to put this charcuterie in the oven for about 5 minutes. Set the timer.
All right, okay, wait. Now we have to ask him what he thinks about putting charcuterie in an oven.
Warming it up.
Don't even sound good, does it?
No, are you serious? I'm telling you, but you know what? But here's the thing, y'all laugh, I'm laughing too on the inside. But y'all ain't tried it though. Try it and then circle back. Because I was in a situation where I needed something, and that's all I'm saying. Try it. Y'all out there listening, don't listen to these people.
Just like
try
wine.
it.
Everybody has their preference, and you're entitled.
You're telling you, it makes a difference.
Yeah,
I'm
producers
telling you.
delete all of that she talking.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. The next show, look, while they laughing, the next show, I'm looking at you too. You can't see me, but I'm looking at
Pie
you.
salami.
The next
I'm a
show,
vegan.
I want you to bring in.
I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna have it with that rosé, and you're gonna be like, okay, my bad.
So I have a question. All right, so I'm looking forward. I'm very happy that you're teaching kids how to cook, because I'm looking forward to putting my kids out, and I need to make sure they know how to cook. But I really want, I'm not interested.
Lead by example.
I'm not interested in those, there's a lot of, services now that ship food to your house and you prepare. I don't really want that. Because I don't really want to prepare the food. I don't really go to
I'm
the
still
store.
working. I'm still working with those. I don't want to do that
and
either.
So I want to be able to afford you to come to my house 3 or 4 or 7 days a week.
That's the best situation. That's the best situation.
So are you finding, because it seems like, as we said at the top of the show, personal chef services are growing. Are you finding, in the business that more and more people are calling, which is requiring the service to be more and more affordable. How are these other like Blue Apron and stuff affecting or impacting your business?
Now it's creating a lot of competition, but you have people that just have a set price, like this is it, take it or leave it. With me, I try to find out what the person's budget is, and that's what keeps me on edge.
Right.
And I say, well, what I do is I come in, I talk to them, see what they want, whether it's an intimate dinner or cooking dietary wise, if they want pre-planned meals, and then what I'll do is I'll come up with the budget. I say, well, this is the price plus cost of food. Then they say, well, that's not what I have. Well, then you tell me what you have. Then I'll work something out where I can come in, I can do 2 main proteins, and I'll make 4 different meals, and we'll plan it out. And it's trying to stay ahead of the market as well, and just making yourself more versatile and open as a chef.
And
customizing it, yeah.
I bet, though, that your pricing is probably still more reasonable than it would cost them to go and eat out.
Oh, yeah.
Or
No
even
doubt.
to try to go shopping and recreate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because this is something that I've always felt strongly about, that people that get lazy and they go out and they eat fast food and everything, and I think, you can go to your regular grocery store and buy fresh vegetables and meat that's not out of date, and and create something at home, for so much less money, that I'm sure that what you're asking them for is still more reasonable than what it would cost them to either go to a restaurant and cater it out, or just go out and eat.
Yeah, because I don't object. The money that I spend isn't necessary, because I spend a lot of money on charcuterie. So, it's food that's not necessarily great.
This is gonna be our catchphrase.
That's the word. Yeah. I'm gonna stop cursing. I'm just using charcuterie as my word. So, it's a lot of I spend a lot of money, out, as you say, and so I don't think I can afford them, but I probably can if I look at
look at what you spend.
Look at what I'm spending out,
Yeah.
because I know just this weekend I was out of town. I spent a lot of money. So how do our guests find you, Chef Cooper?
They can look me up on Facebook. I'm on Facebook.com. Just look up Heart and the letter N, Soul Chef, and you'll see a picture of me right on the webpage.
And he ain't bad looking.
He cute too,
y'all.
Cute. He real cute.
He's my work husband, but we about to break up because he's getting a
he's
real
getting
wife.
married.
So congratulations to you and
Thank you.
Jessica,
Thank
and
you.
we hope you're not a stranger to our show.
Please
no,
don't
not
be.
at all.
And Chef Cooper's going to be doing some work with the Wine Club. We're expanding in some special ways, so he's going to be a partner chef with our company. So
When we
thank
do
you
our
so
first
much.
wine dinner at Good Times,
It's
we're going to
gonna
do a
be
live
him.
show.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we're excited.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
very
us.
much.
And we'll be right back with Off the Vine with Benita and Terricinia.
This is Tanya Free. TanyaFree.com is your destination for the best in social and political straight talk, breaking news, commentary, podcasts, music, and more. Stay in the know. Visit TanyaFree.com today.
And we're back with Off the Vine with Benita and Terricinia. Thank you so much for listening to our show today. Thank you to Chef LaDonte Cooper for being our guest. So I just want to give this final word. Wine snobbery is not cool.
It's dead.
All right, so I just want to tell you.
No, wait a second.
Most of the time, when I'm drinking wine with folks, I'm the most educated person in the room. You might find that hard to believe, but it is what it is. So when you're talking about, oh, I can't believe you drink Moscato because Moscato is not even a real grape. I just drink more because the IQ is going down in this room, so I'm going down with you. Yes. So I just drink more so I don't have to talk. Being a snob is not cool. Wine is meant to be enjoyed.
By everyone, regardless of your palate.
Exactly. It's meant to be enjoyed. So just drink it Have a good time. Stop putting people down because they're drinking Moscato or wine out of the box or Wild Irish Rose or wine with a screw cap. It doesn't matter. We're all having a good time. Can't we all just get along? All that charcuterie. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.